Hey there and welcome back to another video in our series on grip. Today we're going to talk about some special considerations when it comes to the Olympic lifts, so stick around. First up, chalk. Use it. Hopefully this goes without saying, but in case that is not true, chalk is useful for all of the lifts, pushing movements and pulling movements, but especially pulling movements like the deadlift, and in this case, the snatch and the clean specifically, and it's also useful for the jerk, all right? It's useful for friction, which means it contributes greatly to your grip. And you're gonna go through more chalk, if you're doing this correctly, you're gonna go through even more chalk in an Olympic lifting session, workout, than you probably would for the deadlift, simply because when you're training the Olympic lifts, there's lots of singles, doubles, triples maybe, so there's lots of gripping and re-gripping the bar. So you're gonna go through a healthy dose of chalk. It doesn't need to be caked on your hands, but you're gonna need to chalk up on a regular basis. Number two, the hook grip. For every single snatch or clean that you do for the rest of your life, this does not apply to the jerk, but for every single snatch and clean that you do, you're going to use the hook grip. You're not going to use a double overhand grip. You're not going to use an alternate grip. You're going to use a hook grip where your thumb goes on the bar first and your fingers go over that thumb. We'll link to a video below on how to use the hook grip properly as well as why it works. But suffice to say, it works because, or you need to use it because, although the Olympic lifts are not as heavy as a deadlift, and you've got to use something like a hook grip or an alternate grip on the deadlift, although they're not as heavy, you have to pull them quickly, which means your grip will be compromised if you don't take a modified grip. So just your plain old double overhand grip will not cut it. So get used to the hook grip right away. Start hook gripping your snatches and your cleans right at the outset of your training. Number three, the hook grip and the snatch. When you're snatching, you're of course going to use a hook grip like we just covered. However, when you rack the bar overhead, you may or may not keep that hook grip. Some of you may need to let that thumb slip out of the hook grip. So my recommendation would be practice keeping the hook grip at first. And you'll know if you can't rack that bar overhead without having some discomfort in your wrists, or if it's slowing down your turnover, then you're gonna have to let the thumb slip out of your hook grip on the turnover, on the transition. You're not releasing the grip, although we may sometimes call it releasing the hook grip, but all you're simply doing is you're allowing your thumb to slip out of the hook grip. So try keeping the hook grip at first, and if that doesn't work, go ahead and let the thumb slip out of the hook grip as you rack the bar. Number four, the hook grip and the clean. Unlike with the snatch, you are always going to release the hook grip. You're always going to let the thumb slide out of that hook grip during the transition of the clean. In other words, as your elbows rotate forward and up and as you rack the bar on your shoulders. Trying to keep that hook grip as you're racking the bar on your shoulder is going to result in a turnover that's slower, very often uncomfortable on the elbows and on the wrists, and it's going to result in a greater likelihood of missed lifts. So remember to release the hook grip, let the thumb slip out of the hook grip on all of your cleans. Number five, the hook grip and the jerk. Doesn't make any sense to use the hook grip on the jerk. It's already going to be sitting up on your shoulders after doing the clean. You're going to have released the hook grip on the clean, so you are not going to use the hook grip on the jerk. The hook grip is for pulling movements like deadlifts, snatches, cleans. It is not useful at all for a pushing movement like a jerk. We hope these tips were useful, and as always, we hope this helps you get stronger and live better. All right, boys? Stronger and live better? Go.